What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I am not doing well here. Here we go. What's up, YouTube? Here we go. Here's the next video. I have made some changes around here. A couple of changes here and there. Biggest one is I got myself a microphone. You guys might be able to tell the quality might be a little bit better, especially as I go away and I'm able to film myself. I did make a couple little updates to the frag tank here and there. Just added some new coral, stuff like that. The biggest thing that I've done is I've actually added some new tanks. You can see the octo spawns and the OGs and the mushrooms all over there. I have another proper quarantine for new stuff that I'm bringing in. This is a purple tang that I brought in, and amongst some other corals that I've just kind of had sitting around here. Finally giving them a proper home. Got some G5s over the tank. Got this guy. It's another proper quarantine going on now with some more fish that I bought off my buddy that moved away and stuff like that. What we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be changing this G4 Pro on the left hand side to a G6, and we're going to be doing a G6 XR15 blue. We're going to be mimicking the exact same setup we have on the right, except for it's going to be a G6 instead of a G5. I prefer the kessil arms. I like the higher elevation, so that way you can actually come over here and enjoy the tanks instead of this obstruction. You can really see that right here. See, this would be your point of view. And yeah, so I really like to elevate those off the tank, especially when these tanks are showing coral that could possibly be for sale or stuff like that. You know, it's just better overall for me. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. The supplies you're going to need, of course, are the XR15 or XR30. You're going to need a slide, an RMS slide, and then you're just going to need the kessil arm. The piece that I actually use to connect them together is I actually drill a hole inside the kessil arm, or I drill a hole, sorry, in the RMS that aligns with the holes for the kessil. And the size that I use to hold them together is a number 8. And it's a 32 by 1 inch, and it's just a nut and a screw here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I do this. I'm going to put it together pretty quickly here, hopefully. So, got you guys a nice little front row seat. Hopefully my microphone's still working properly, and you guys should be able to actually still hear me as I'm over here looking at stuff. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to open this Radion here. Of course, I don't have a screwdriver for the sticker. There we go. Okay, that'll work. And actually, you know what? We're not even going to be worried about that for a second. Let's deal with the RMS slide. What we're going to do is we're actually going to take this guy out of here. I'm going to set that to the side. We want to get our drill. This size that I use is, I believe it's 5/16. Nope, 5/32. So it's 5/32 is the one that I use, and that will match up perfectly for these two devices to kind of mate up properly. So let's just get these boxes out of the way here for a second here. Almost dropped my drill. So the only part we really want out of this kessil arm right now is this guy. And this is the extension piece that sticks out of the light. We're actually going to use these holes as our guide here, okay? So there's two ways to put this on since it's a square, okay? The way that I like to do it is, I guess like this. I don't remember why I don't like doing it like this. But the rounded part, not the non-rounded part, the rounded part is going to sit on top of this guy. And so basically, yeah, you just sit it on top, and I make that so it's flush, okay? And you're basically just going to hold it there, and I just kind of eyeball it out. I have actually never measured a single one of these, and you're just going to see that 2 holes line up in the unit. One is not usable, so we're going to drill out those 2 holes. And so I kind of just set it down for a second where I thought those holes are going to be, and I just start it. That should have made 2 little notches. That's what it did. And then now I can drill through. Careful not to drill through my table. There we go. Pop it in there and make sure that hole is nice and cleaned out. You know, let's get all those little scraps of plastic. I'll sometimes put it from the top too, and again spin it. And what I'm really doing is I'm just trying to clean up this plastic, you know, so that way I don't have to worry about these bits ever falling off in the tank. You know, that's a little bit more extreme than I usually am, but I'm trying to go for a hasty move while you guys are watching. So there we go. Like I said, I just want to cut off those little excess plastics. And then again, I got my other hole already marked, so we can go for that guy now. So again, I'm just gonna clean off these extra plastic pieces just to make it a little bit more cleaner. And again, don't have to worry about these things falling off later into the tank. Okay, good enough. So we're gonna take that, we're gonna line it up how we back where we had it, and that's it basically. We're gonna take that nut and that screw through. So I stick it from the bottom, because once we torque down on the light, essentially that's gonna hold it to the light, and that's gonna hold to the light. We don't even need the nut. I'm putting the nut just cause, basically, you know. So that way those two pieces are made it up now. And if you're familiar with the rest of the kessil process, I mean, that's all we do is we slide that rail into there. That's the real reason why you need to clean up the plastic. It's a pretty terrible job, gotta say. This is what happens when I do it quickly. But it's fine, it's not that far off. And if I need to redo it, you know, kind of can't, but it's actually negligible how crooked it is. Once it's on the tank, I really don't think you guys are gonna notice. All right. So here we go. Here's the new G6. Here's our power supply and our power cord. Let me just throw that guy to the side. Here it is in all of its glory. Looks exactly like a G5. We're gonna hook it up. So I like to hook it up so these vents are pointing at me. So that way they're all not just blowing on each other constantly. I always say that they're blowing towards me. I don't know if that's actually any beneficial at all from how anybody else sets it up, but that's just how I do it. Here we go. Back to this guy. This one, that's literally the one I need to do here. Okay, cool. So we essentially have our mounted XR15. Again, I'm just gonna set that down for a second. Yeah, we're just gonna feed this through. Start these guys out. This guy needs to get screwed onto here. And then that guy goes in there, and that's essentially the last piece. Let's just go ahead and do that really quickly. If you made it this far, comment your favorite fish or coral below. Just tell me anything. I want to hear it all. What you guys like. I just love some leopard wrasse, man. Really simple fish. But absolutely, by far, probably my favorite fish. After that, I don't know, maybe a purple tang. I love the yellows though, but just good fish. I'm a coral guy, so any of the guys that work, you know, they earn their keep for sure. All right, cool. It looks like we got this thing assembled. And like I said, essentially that's how it goes, just because I'm familiar with them. This is gonna tighten that long pipe. This is gonna tighten it to the tank. We can go ahead and make that swaparoo now. So we're gonna unplug our G4 here. Oh, nice. All right, so we're gonna remove this G4 off of the tank. That G4 is coming off. We can go ahead and assemble the final piece of the mount here, and it's gonna face towards us with the knobs. Okay, we're gonna tighten those knobs so it really gets a grab of that pipe. Now that's all one piece. And now I can go ahead and adhere this to the back of that tank. I think there's some spacers if you need them. I'm just kind of, again, rushing through this process so you guys get the feel for how this is done, because it's kind of like a custom thing. You can always go back and read the instructions on the Kessil stuff. So yeah, then this last part is actually just going to slide in here. So you see, that's the idea behind that. Power outlets right here. And let's plug it in. All right, it's plugged in. And we have light. Cool, cool. So I can bring this out a little further. There's another piece that comes with the unit that will allow you to tighten it down. If you lose this screw, it is a shitty thing to lose. This is the worst thing to lose from this whole fucking arm, is this screw on top. I've replaced it with other screws and they just eat through the threads, so try not to lose this one. Here we go. There's the G4 XR15 that's hooked up. I gotta turn off the camera to join this to Mobius now, but we got it hooked up. Looks pretty clean. It's the way I like it, and I'll really let you know what I think of it in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Make sure to subscribe, like, all that good stuff.